better review them one more time in case you made a change.
Someone you know?
PD@MissoulaMT.gov. Who is this, please?
That's Scott, Lori, and Kaz.
Okay, thank you.
Dan Doyle here. Can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Good. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Dan.
Hello, Dan.
Hi.
Chop a few trees down with this one day. Oh, yeah.
Can I have the overview of these trees so I can mark it for them? No two-sided is allowed.
For this, I figured that out the hard way.
Yeah.
Because it'll take a different piece of art.
It's so frustrating.
Are we muted?
Is this already streaming on YouTube? It looks like it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Okay.
Dan, did you get my email with the other link?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Let's see, we have Suzanne.
Yep, they changed the order of my other meetings so that I could leave on time.
Oh, good. I'm glad. And we have Babak.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hey. Well, I am showing 2 o'clock.
Mhm.
So unless there are any objections, we should begin the meeting. Everybody ready?
Yes,
Okay. First off on the agenda, public hearings, we don't have any scheduled, so we'll move on to the public comment period. Is there any members of the public who are present either via Zoom or via telephone who would like to make a comment? This will be your only chance, so if you would like to make a comment, please indicate.
There are no attendees.
Okay, then we can move on to the approval of the minutes.
I move to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The minutes from, let's see, that was May. Yeah, excuse me, December. February, I'm sorry. It all kind of runs together, are approved. Comments from the police staff. Assistant Chief.
Thank you, Dan. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Babak. Appreciate your time today. I don't have a lot, but currently we have 116 positions and they are all filled. We have, yeah, that'll change tomorrow as I'll get to later, but we have one officer at the academy in training right now. We have 7 currently in the training program, various stages, I think phase 2s and phase 3s. We have 2 retiring tomorrow.
Wow.
And that is Sergeant Gaddis and Sergeant Welsh. Then we have Jim Johnson, one of our longstanding SROs, is going to be retiring at the end of June. And Truman Tolson, our training officer, is going to retire the first week of July. So just to give you a little heads up on those 4, they total 112 years of law enforcement experience that we're losing.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
So that initial figure you gave us as to how many officers you have, and you said that all positions were filled. Does that include those who were in training?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're still short. Well, we're actually short 9 on the streets, not counting work comp and stuff, with 1 in the academy, 7 in training, and 1 on a military leave. So yeah, we're short, but we're only authorized for 116, and that's where we were as of today.
The retirees, they will be replaced with some people from this incoming group.
Yes, and I believe Lori got you the authorization.
The hiring list letter.
Certification.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got it.
So those people, we're in backgrounds right now. We'll finish up backgrounds. I think they're due June 18th. They'll go through their pre-employment exams. We'll give them conditional offers of employment. They'll be scheduled to go to the academy at the end of August, first part of September. So we're gonna have some vacancies come out. Travis Welsh, our PIO, since he's leaving, we went through a process, and I don't know if you follow us on Facebook. I hope you do.
Yeah.
But Officer Lydia Hess has agreed and went through the process, and will be taking over his position as PIO. Officer Hess, or I guess it's Arnold, sorry. It was Hess, now it's Arnold. She's got 5.5 years with us. I think the last 2 have been as an SRO. So we're gonna miss her in the schools, definitely. She was a good asset for Missoula County Public School System and us. But I think she'll be a better asset as a PIO. We do have some injuries. Currently, we have 2 that are completely out on work comp, 3 that are back from work comp on work comp light duty. So we're able to get them some stuff to do, get them back in the office and being productive. We have 1 trainee who was injured, and so he's on light duty right now. And then we have 1 with an off-duty injury who's out right now. And like I said, we do have 1 officer who was activated. He's been activated since November of 20, and then he won't be back until November of 21. Give you a little budget update. That's what we've been doing for the last month or so. We are going to request from the mayor and the council 2 additional corporal positions. I don't know if I've mentioned this to you. I think I have in the past. When we went to the 8 squads instead of the 6 teams, we were short 2 supervisors. We took sergeants from other positions and put them in as sergeants on those squads, but we need 2 additional corporals. So we're gonna ask for those. We've started a reserve officer program, and we will try to utilize them for bailiff. We're gonna have 3 elected judges now in municipal court, instead of 1 elected judge and 2 basically call-ins. We're gonna end up with 3 elected judges. So we're anticipating at least 3 full-time positions as bailiff. And then the city council has requested bailiff or reserve officer for their meetings, council meetings Monday and Wednesday. So we're asking for at least enough funds for 3.5 FTEs for the reserve bailiff program. We're asking for a civilian project manager type person, somebody who can take some of the ideas that we have and help us put them on paper and get them fluid. We're asking for an additional 5 vehicles and 1 motorcycle. And the reason we're finding that we're short on vehicles now, well, first of all, usually about 20% of our fleet is down for repairs or maintenance. And now that we have all this overlap in our shifts, we've got more cars on the street at any given time. We used to just have the overlap during that 9:30 to 2:30 period. Now we have overlaps for about 20 hours out of the 24, and that's causing our fleet usage. If we're down cars, we've got double officers and cars. So this would help us alleviate and put more cars out there with the officers on the street. So we need to increase our fleet, and we're asking the city council for that as well. The last thing, I just wanted to give you a little update on the shift schedule. I know we talked about that before in February where it had just started. We're getting a lot of positive feedback from the officers. I'm also getting feedback from the public who are saying they've seen more cars out there than they normally do. And that's that overlap program that we have. Also the training. So every officer is receiving 10 hours and 40 minutes of, that's 1 shift a month in training. So with that, our training has increased. That's why we asked for more money in last year's budget for the training. That has helped us immensely. And just some of the things that we're doing on these monthly trainings. February was the first month we started this. We did some body language and de-escalation training. We've done cannabis DUIs, officer survival, CPR, first aid, the AEDs and the Narcans, and also implicit bias training. So those are the things that we've already touched on in the first 3 months of this, February, March, and April. Coming up is more officer survival and implicit bias. And then we're going to have our annual qualifications for that too. So the training has helped. It's mandatory unless you're on sacred vacation. So we're getting 100% turnout. And the officers are liking it. They're giving us good feedback. And I think it's really going to benefit us in the long run.
Super. Are you doing the training there in the building downtown?
So most of it has been at Doubletree. And I'm glad that COVID is on its way out, but when we started it in February, we were still under the mask mandate. We were under the number of people you could have in a room. We had to separate everybody by 6 feet unless they were wearing a mask, or was it still with them wearing a mask?
No, they could sit down without a mask, but if you're up and about.
Yeah, so 6 feet as long as without a mask, but if they got up to move around or something, they still had to wear a mask. So we had to follow all the health department guidelines regarding COVID and doing this. So we had to have bigger rooms, and we were utilizing the big banquet rooms at the hotel. So we kind of go where we can.
Good. How far along are you in developing the reserve officer training program? Have you actually started recruiting some potentials?
Yes. So, our hope was that some of our retirees would look at doing this because it's a part-time with no benefits, that kind of thing. We didn't have very much success convincing anybody that that's something they would want to do after a career in law enforcement. So it was opened up to the public. I think as of yesterday, it hasn't closed yet, but as of yesterday, I think there was 15 applicants so far. So there's a little interest in the public to do this. We have all the policies and guidelines written. What we're working on right now is the training. They have to go through 88 hours of training per Montana Post. And so we're working out the logistics for that. As soon as we go through interviews and narrow it down and do backgrounds and offer them conditional offers of employment, that's when we'll get into the training. It's, like 4-hour blocks on officer safety and 2 hours on ethics and things like that, but it has to total 88 hours, so it's a project still in the works.
So what are you looking at in terms of the numbers for your first class there?
Well, we're hoping to get 8 qualified applicants out of this, so that we could at least start with that many. Since we're looking at basically 3.5 full-time positions, although these people would be part-time, we need that many to fill the spaces. So hoping to get at least 8 qualified people to do this. If there's more, great, we'll take them. Because like I said, it is just a part-time thing without benefits. So.
Sounds good. Now, of course, the Sheriff's Department has been doing this forever and ever. Have you consulted with them?
Yes, we did. We looked into their program and that helped us write our own. I understand that they don't have the success right now with it. Their numbers are diminishing because they're not guaranteed any work. And the bigger events have, especially this last 1.5 years, have fallen off to the wayside. So we know that we're going to have, 6,000-7,000 hours available to these people to get paid to do it. So there's a little more interest.
Good. Are there any other questions for Assistant Chief Huffman?
No.
Okay. If it's okay with everybody, then we can adjourn this portion of the meeting and immediately start the next portion of the meeting. Is that agreeable to everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm ready to go as soon as we, bye-bye.
Okay. We'll leave this. Oh,
Before we adjourn the public portion, I can't remember, do we set our next meeting date now or do we do that in this
that's a
second one?
good point.
Oh, we could do that, yep. Good question.
I'm sorry, I forgot my calendar. I'll be right back.
So that would be
August,
August.
later August would be better for me. I'm gonna be gone a lot in the early part of August.
Okay, let's look at the last week.
Which month?
August.
6 hours.
I'm going to be gone through the 29th. Let's see.
31st?
31st works for me.
31st works for me.
Likewise.
Great. That was easy enough.
Same time, 2:00 in the afternoon work for everybody?
I'm open that whole day, so whatever.
And perhaps by that time we will be meeting in person, but I guess that's up to the city.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Hope so.
Well, then we stand adjourned and we'll regather